evening, Internet. Good evening. It's Eric Arnold. We'll call ourselves a Big E tonight. We are here in the sports barn. It's about 20 of 1 on Wednesday morning, March 11th. Nice night for us. I've almost forgotten what these feel like. We actually won tonight. I'm not going to dance. I'm too tired to dance, and I want to get to bed at a half-decent hour. Try to set my sleep cycle back to somewhat of a normal sleep cycle for this weekend. So we're going to try to make this a somewhat quick and dirty video. But we were winners. Let you have it here, and then I'll give you our picks here for Wednesday. In American college basketball, I go through the whole drill of what I am, who I am, in case we have like one new viewer. We pick American college basketball. The tournament is coming up. I mean, seems like we might get a few more views as the tournament gets here. We'll see. At any rate, the Northeast Championship. This was our only loser. Can you believe it? 5 wins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins, 1 loss. Like I said, I can almost don't even remember nights like this. Only loser. The theory of playing the 2 senior guards didn't work at all. Robert Morris, good home crowd, a good team effort by them, much the best. They win easily, 77-67. Loser for us. But other than that, we were pretty much right where we wanted to be. Hartford winning outright 64-58. We used to win one of these a night back in January, but you know, as a 7.5 point dog, they win outright. Yes, nice. We like it. Hofstra winning the Colonial. The Colonial. Look out for those guys in the big dance. The Colonial historically is a conference that has pulled some big upsets. That's where George Mason was out of so many years ago. VCU back in the day was in the Colonial. They made it to the Final Four. So the Colonial. Anyway, Hofstra gets done over Northeastern 70-61. They advance. I bet you all laughed about my whole spiel about North Dakota State has a good football program, therefore they're going to beat North Dakota. Well, 89-53, easy winner. We'll take it. Northern Kentucky, wait, that's not right. I don't know what that's, that's supposed to be a 6, not a 5. 71-62, 71-62, not 52. But anyway, they won. Probably wasn't that close. It was a screw-around drill at the end there where Northern Kentucky couldn't make any free throws. But they still managed to win the game and get the cover. The second part, the most important for us, they advance out of the horizon. And then Gonzaga did get it done. This, of course, was not correct. Somehow St. Mary's came from behind last night to beat BYU to get into this finals. So with St. Mary's, we would have taken it either way. You know, are you going to say, oh, well, that doesn't count? With as many as losses as I've been piling up lately, as bad as I've been going, I'm counting it. Oh, yeah, I'm counting that. What do we think of Gonzaga now that we saw them win? Well, what do they do well? Let's see. They get out in the break pretty well. They run. They play fast. They will fast break on you. They rebound pretty well. I don't know you want to miss shots on these guys because the ball's going to be coming back down on you real fast. They don't shoot the 3 that well, but they have a good inside game. They can really take it to the basket. They can draw fouls. Are they number 2 team in the country? I would say probably not. But I'll give it some thought. I mean, I don't want to pick my bracket here at 1:45 in the morning on Wednesday, the 11th of March. I'll probably do it at 1:45 on Thursday before the tournament opens. Anyway, but yeah, Gonzaga, good for them. Not overly impressed with them. I still don't think they play a whole lot of defense, but we were in the right place with them with our Costanza pick. I actually had to look that up as to how you spell Costanza. There's no N in there. It's Costanza, George Costanza. So that was a Costanza pick because everything in the world told us we should be betting against Gonzaga. So they get it done. We were in the right place. 5 wins, 1 loss. Overall record, 237 wins, 218 losses. I think that takes us back to 52%. Whoopee! It's a lot better than 51%, I guess. You know, what can you do? We're going to continue to push on. Here. We think we're starting to, you know, these freeform stuff is starting to, you know, maybe work a little bit. Sticking the motto in the drawer, and maybe, you know, we can keep this momentum going. I don't know. Very little momentum, but maybe we can keep it going. Okay, so what else happened today? I mean, usually nothing happens in a day, ever. You know, it just nothing happens. And now lately, so much happens in a day, it's like a whole week's worth of stuff happening compared to a normal day or a normal week. Market bounced back today. Not sure if that'll keep going. Problem that Donald Trump's promises to goose the economy is he needs agreement from the Congress, and you know he may or may not get that. So everybody's now saying, well, that sounds good and all, but when are we going to get this relief? So you may or may not see any relief, and you may or may not see the market continue to go up. Again, disclaimer, I know less about the market than I do about American college basketball, so I probably know less than nothing. Anyway. I thought it was another okay day in virus news. You know, obviously if one of your relatives was one of the people that was announced as dead today, I'm not happy about that, but I'm looking at the overall picture. We're trying to extrapolate, see into the future. Is this going to be an absolute goddamn worldwide pandemic disaster, or will this be not that bad? Is it just the flu, like the president keeps saying? It's just the flu, no big deal. Maybe. But one thing I did notice is in South Korea, let's see here, here's a piece of something I learned. As it's starting to warm up out here in the sports barn, hopefully that will do a couple different things. Hopefully it'll A, kill the coronavirus, but B, it also makes this ink much easier to erase. When it's cold out here, you gotta really get at this damn thing to get that ink off of there. It just sticks to the board like you cannot imagine. So, just another bonus of warm weather. But, like South Korea's case chart was going like that, which is not good. This is, you know, the exponential curve that we're all fearing that's going to lead to, you know, this shit just getting completely out of control. But the curve is starting to level off. In Italy, even today, when they announced just a ton of new cases, the curve just hooked to the right, just a little bit, which I viewed as a positive, you know, despite the fact that probably another couple hundred people got killed. But it just went to the right a little bit, so it's possible that their curve is flattening out. And that's what you got to hope is going to happen over here, is that, you know, our curve is going to flatten out for God knows what, you know, a combination of things. canceling events, travel restrictions, weather's getting warmer, everybody's looking for this virus, we're washing our hands. So maybe, it will not turn into an absolute worldwide disaster. So I viewed that as somewhat of a positive. I noted that they are canceling events in sports. I told you that was going to happen. They canceled the Ivy League tournament, so we're going old school. Winner of the regular season gets the bid. That's Yale. Congratulations to them. I don't really have an opinion one way or the other as far as the cancellation of the tournament. Events are being held without fans. I believe the MAC tournament, I think there's one other, the West Coast tournament, I think both of those are going to be held without fans. There's probably a snide joke in there somewhere about that. Anyway, so that's that. Oh, here's a piece of bad news for you. I saw on the internet that somebody over in England, I guess, is offering, I think it was 4,500, I don't know if it was pounds, I guess it was pounds, that's the only thing that makes sense. 4,500 pounds to anyone that would come over there and allow them to inject the person, the subject, with the coronavirus. And then they would, I guess test you and do all kind of things and take your antibodies and try to figure out how to come up with a vaccine. Well, I mentioned that to my father, Herb, and he said, I ain't doing that. So I guess our dreams of him defeating the coronavirus for us are over. He ain't going to do it. Guess he's not as confident in his ability to survive as I am. So he ain't doing that. All right, so let's talk some new business here for Wednesday. Let's see, this top one here. I think this is the only title game we got going tomorrow. Wednesday's kind of that weird day where all these huge conferences with their 30 teams are now, the bottom of the conference is playing. And you get, some relatively basketball going. And the premier teams don't get going until Thursday or Friday. But this is a title game in the Patriot, and this game's being played at Colgate. The Patriot doesn't have a neutral site where they play their tournament, so it's being played at Colgate. Boston getting 7 at Colgate. We think this one speaks pretty loudly to us. Colgate. Colgate is historically one of the best teams in the Patriot year after year after year. Boston, I don't think they've made the tournament since I don't know when. Certainly before this existing coach they have was there. He's never done a whole lot. We think he's just pretty much out of his league here, taking on Colgate in their building. He beat 2 teams that just barely beat him, and neither one was like a super team to get to Colgate. So we kind of think Boston's just going as far as they can, and they're just looking for a place to fall down. And we think Colgate's going to go ahead and just take care of business. So lay to 7, Colgate. This one we went round and round and round with this one, and we actually broke the bat out. The bat helps me think. The one line of thinking is that Syracuse has been sitting there resting. North Carolina just played today. Syracuse has been resting. Syracuse has been stinging since Carolina went up there 2 weeks ago to Syracuse and whipped them. And that Jim Boeheim would have this masterful game plan in place to surprise Carolina and would go ahead and keep that tight and probably just beat Carolina. Well, we thought, and the bat says, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't go against a hot team. North Carolina's hot. Look, they're playing well. The team's playing well. I mean, you gotta remember that some of these losses these guys piled up in the latter half of the ACC season were just, ridiculous. Who in the world could have fucked that up? Losses like that loss at home against Duke, that game was over and somehow they kicked it away. They had, I think, a 9-point lead at Notre Dame with 3 minutes to go and kicked it away. They had numerous, just 1 or 2 point losses. They just played up at Syracuse and beat them by 13. They just played today and beat a not terrible Virginia Tech team. They beat them by 20. We just think North Carolina is clicking right now, and I just don't feel real comfortable playing against them. I just don't think that makes any sense. So we're going to take them. We're going to take them. Earl Carey once told me, he's an ACC guy, in addition to working in a dog food factory. He follows ACC basketball, and he once told me the secret to the ACC is it's Duke and it's Carolina. Those are the 2 teams that always win. Which, okay, all right. That seems simplistic, but it works for us in this situation. We just think the storyline of Carolina going on their magical run has got at least 1 more day, maybe 2 more days to go on it. So we're going to keep going with it. Maybe that's a square pick, and maybe the whole world's going to be on Carolina. I'm sure they are, but we're taking them. We're with them. Okay, Pitt, and again. For the umpteenth time, these 2 games are not on the board yet, these ACC games, because the matchup has just been set within the last few hours, so those numbers are my best guess of where the number's going to end up. At any rate, unless it's like crazy off different from that, I would take it no matter what. All right, Pitt getting 5 from North Carolina State. North Carolina State needs this game. They're on the bubble. I think for the most part they're probably in, but they dumped this game, they're probably out. They play Duke next, so I think that coach at North Carolina State realizes that I gotta beat Pitt and I gotta look good doing it. Also then, I've gotta have this team razor sharp to take on Duke. Because we gotta, we can't get beat by 30 by Duke. That's not going to help us get in the tournament. So we need to really give our best here. Pitt, they had a nice win over Wake Forest today. We're taking North Carolina State. This was another bat game. I had to go to the bat. I had to think. And, the bat said, well, Pitt might just be happy to have won a game in the ACC tournament. In other words, Pitt is baby stepping their way in the ACC. The tournament is a fantasy for those guys at the moment. So they won a game. Maybe they're calling that a successful season. North Carolina State may have more fans down there. They certainly should be. At Greensboro, they certainly should. So we'll take North Carolina State. We'll take them. Lastly, out in the Pac-12 tournament, California getting 10 points from Stanford. And this game's in Las Vegas. Stanford, we think they need this game. They are, I think they're in. I checked the CBS, I checked the ESPN. Both have those guys as like an 11 seed. I checked their resume. It didn't look all that impressive to me. But they're listed as in. So they need the game though. California, Stanford. Now, Bill Parcells' theory. would you believe over the last 14 games, Stanford's record is 5 wins and 9 losses? Would you believe over the last 14 games, California's record is 5 wins and 9 losses? California has beaten Stanford once this year. Stanford beat them too, so it's a series that stands at 1. California don't score a lot of points. Hopefully they can hold Stanford from scoring a lot of points. We're taking 10 points. We think that's too many. We think we have a slight coaching edge. One thing we're going to put 1 star on this, and this is why. California has been terrible away from Berkeley. They have 2 wins and 12 losses. They've been absolutely awful. That makes me nervous, but we think, unfortunately, that was like the last data point I looked at after researching this game for like half an hour, and I was like, oh God, I should throw this away. But I just spent all this time researching this goddamn game, so I want to have something to talk about in this video. So that's it. We're basically tossing away their awful away record and just looking at data points that point towards Cal. Oh, it's also a rivalry game. So, Stanford, we're hoping they're thinking, oh, gee, all we got to do is beat poor old Cal. We got to beat poor old Cal, and then we're in the tournament for sure. And Cal maybe is thinking, no, you won't either. So, maybe rivalry games just a little closer than would be normally, which would favor the underdog. There you go. So, those are my 4 games for Wednesday. I guess we may or may not get a video together for you late tomorrow night. Like I said, we're trying to get back. I mean, I'm getting to bed at like 4 in the morning. So, screwing me up, screwing up everything. So we're trying to maybe, shorten up these videos, moving forward a little bit in the day, and get me back on track. We're still planning to go on the road, so we'll try to get you some videos from the road. That'll be something new. I'm not sure how that's going to go. Should be interesting. All right, good enough. From me to you, Eric Arnold, to you, Internet, good night, good gambling.